Good afternoon. Hello and welcome to the Windsor Heights 4th of July Parade. My name is Matt Burke and I'm honored to once again serve as the MC for these festivities. Opening our parade today is our mayor, Jerry Sullivan, who's being driven in the city's newest fire rescue vehicle by our fire chief, Christopher Cross. Wow, you two, that's quite some vehicle.
Sure is, Matt. Our fire chief worked with volunteers for many months to develop the layout.
Sure did, Mary. And the sign on the side was the icing on the cake. We put the engine out in front of the fire station during Pancake Day, and the kids just loved it. They also race each other to get to it when it delivers the Easter Bunny during the annual Easter egg hunt. And during the holidays, we drive it all over town with Santa Claus on top of it, so kids can have curbside request service. Our crews really appreciate having good equipment. It represents to them how supportive the community is of what we do. It gives us the tools to have the best response times for any combination fire department in the state.
Chief, thank you so much. Now, Mayor, I read so much in the news these days. The doom and gloom, the economic times, and all these cities that are having financial problems. What is it that Windsor Heights has to celebrate this 4th of July?
We have a lot to celebrate. In fact, the very street we're standing on and the buildings that are behind us, they're a reason to celebrate.
Well, what do you mean by that, Mayor?
If you think back, University Avenue didn't always look like this. It was very narrow and had small, rundown buildings on it. But the council had a vision, and they understood that because we are landlocked, we have to make the most of what we have. So the city started reconstructing University Avenue so to become a true gateway to our community and showcase Windsor Heights to everyone using it. The council then realized improving University Avenue was just one piece of the community puzzle. In fact, if memory serves me, you were on the council at that time, Matt.
I was, Mayor. We needed to revitalize the entire corridor. We began by buying rundown properties and then developed a long-term plan on how best to revitalize and beautify that area. It really was a community-driven effort. We had input from citizens as well as all of our different citizen groups. It's wonderful now to look around University Avenue and see the results of what started as ideas so many years ago.
And the number of rundown properties that the council bought have been redeveloped with the help of the business community. The value that those partnerships created is one reason Windsor Heights is not one of the cities in the news with financial problems. We were able to create nearly $8.5 million in value on these three corners alone. Those efforts also led to the development of the Windsor Heights Chamber of Commerce, which is a great way to bring community members together to tackle the number of challenges as they come along. We also hold community events such as Windsor Wonderland and WHAM.
Well, thank you both so much. Speaking of WHAM, I think I see our next float coming, and it appears to have Diana Willits in it. Now, Diana is a member of the Windsor Heights Neighborhood Association. She's also known far and wide for her volunteer efforts, especially with the Special Events Committee that puts on this wonderful 4th of July parade. Now, Diana, you come down University not just here on the 4th, but also every May for WHAM, which is the city's fundraiser for the Muscular Dystrophy Association.
Thanks, Matt. Happy 4th! I have Chris Gregerson with me on Riding on Our Float today, and Chris is actually on the planning committee for WHAM.
For those who don't know, WHAM is our Windsor Heights annual mini marathon. It's held in conjunction with the firefighters' annual pancake breakfast. Right after the main race, we have a good time seeing our area business and sporting mascots running down the street. That's gotta make you laugh.
Well, Chris and Diana, I see you also have someone else on your float today. It looks to be Police Chief Walters. Can you guys tell me about this float?
Well, our float celebrates the city's brand new zip code, 50324. We have been working with the post office since 1998 to get our own unique zip code.
I know that everyone worked a long time in the city to try to get a new zip code. In fact, Chris, if I remember, you were on the Citizens Marketing Committee that was one of the first city groups to determine the need for the zip code. Why was this so important?
Well, we really recognized that the city needed to communicate with their citizens. We also realized that businesses wanted to communicate with their customers. The Des Moines Register does put out a neighborhood section, but it's delivered based on the zip code. And so that meant that many of our citizens didn't only sporadically or never heard about community events.
Okay, for an example, I lived in an Urbandale zip code, and I'm a parent. It's very frustrating. The only thing I would ever be able to read about in the paper was everything about Urbandale schools, Urbandale events. I never knew what was going on in my own city for my own children.
Now, Chief Walters, what about you? How does this new zip code affect public safety?
Well, our new zip code provides Windsor Heights with a tracking tool to locate registered sex offenders and parolees living within our community. Previously, we had searched 2 adjoining city zip codes to locate these offenders. Our new zip code is a significant tool in supporting our community's public safety.
And then identifying public safety issues was a turning point in our effort. Another turning point was our partnership with the Chamber of Commerce and also our partnership with the Neighborhood Association, who petitioned the entire city. It was a huge community effort to get our own unique zip code.
We really did get the whole community involved. We enlisted help with the Greater Des Moines Partnership, which involves 20 different area chambers. With them, we were able to get it as part of our legislative agenda, as part of our annual lobbying trip to Washington, D.C.
That's correct, Chris. And then we had Congressman Boswell wrote legislation. And then it was followed up with Senator Grassley and Senator Harkin did companion bills to help us lobby, or to help us achieve our zip code. And then what happened is the post office did a citizen survey to see if in fact we could have our own unique zip code.
Then we had to get busy and get the word out. I thought it was great the way the community came together to deliver the information, letting everyone know to expect the survey. Without the help of the Neighborhood Association, the Neighborhood Watch, Keep Windsor Heights Beautiful, and the Boy Scouts, we would never have enough time to deliver all the door hangers.
Well, thank you all so much, and I'm certain this float will help remind everyone about our new zip code. Now, looking down the street, I see the next float coming, and I see Flo Hunter, Charlene Butts, and Angela Connolly, as well as members of our city's youth council. Ladies, what can you tell me about this float that's coming in behind you all?
I will tell you, man. Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July.
A few years ago, the city wanted to upgrade the shelter house, and I was invited to participate as a representative of the Lions Club. I was also a member of the Windsor Heights Foundation, so I sort of wore 2 hats during that planning process. It was a great chance to get to know the other members who represented the Chamber, Keep Windsor Heights Beautiful, the Citizens Planning Committee, and of course the Foundation.
Team members got so excited that the project expanded into a comprehensive plan for the entire park. The park really needed some work. It had not been renovated in decades, and the playground equipment was worn out.
That's right, Charlie. In fact, we had a southern-facing aluminum slide, which meant that hot pants were in style all summer in Windsor Heights. The foundation had set aside money for the new playground, so we started with the playground as a first phase of the larger park project.
Now, Angela, as a member of the Polk County Board of Supervisors, can you tell me, how did the county get involved with Windsor Heights?
Yes, ma'am. The city requested a community betterment grant, and the county was excited to help with the project, particularly with Windsor Heights' convenient location in the heart of the metropolitan area. It was a terrific opportunity for us to promote some urban partnerships.
At the same time, we were working to strengthen our partnership with local schools. The city and the foundation worked with local 6th and 7th graders. Let me tell you, those kids were awesome.
We learned how to evaluate pieces of playground equipment for safety, cost, and grouping. This led to the start of our Windsor Heights Youth Council, and we helped organize events like Battle of the Bands and youth movements in the park.
Students broke into 2 groups and worked with city staff for about 10 weeks developing and completing proposals. And then it was time to make a presentation to a panel of foundation members who were so impressed with the proposals that they decided to use a combination of the best of both plans.
Once that was done, the foundation increased funding by nearly 40%, and the city council voted to resurface the playground, and Polk County provided contractors and construction oversight. Polk County, Walmart, Mid-American Energy, Prairie Meadows, the Chamber, the Lions Club, Keep Windsor Heights Beautiful, and Windsor Heights residents have been the funding sources for the rest of the park project.
Wow, what a terrific project.
It's been great, Matt, and the park looks absolutely amazing.
The number of people attending our weekly music at the park concerts in the summer is much larger than it used to be.
And the playground is always swarming with adults and kids. I also want to thank the youth council here today that helped us with the parade, and they do help us with our annual food drive. Gather over 1,000 cans of food during the parade route.
Well, thanks, Flo. I'd like to thank everyone who participated in the parade today, as well as all of our onlookers. Now, I can't speak for everyone else, but I certainly learned a lot about Windsor Heights today. Mayor Sullivan was right when he said our city has a lot to be proud of. We also have a lot to celebrate. Let the fireworks begin!